Good morning, all of you. So today we'll discuss about the integer and dynamic programming models. So in previous lecture we have discussed about the linear programming. Again, in linear programming we have seen the analytical methods as well as graphical method. So in analytical method we have simplex method and various category of the simplex methods. Again, we have practiced some numericals on simplex method in our previous discussion. And in graphical method we have practiced some numericals based on graphical methods. Now today we discuss about the continuation of linear programming. Under the unit 6 we have integer and dynamic programming. Again, this integer and dynamic programming is the extension of linear programming. So again, we have to follow the same procedure as we have seen for solving the problems of linear programming. So when you talk about the analytical methods in linear programming, then first of all we have to define the problems in terms of our variables. Again, our variables depends on the resources that are required in our industry. So since you have training of industry for 1 year, you know the various resources involved in the industry or that is required for the industry. So these all the resources are categorized into 4M principles, or there are 4M resources, which are this 4M stands for the manpower, then material, machines and methods. And in linear programming we have to define the relation between all these resources in terms of variables. Accordingly we define the objective function and we define certain constraint relations, and from that we formulate the mathematical model of any physical problem, and then we solve that mathematical model either by using graphical approach or by using analytical approach. Now today we'll continue our analytical approach of linear programming. So in that, first we'll discuss about the dynamic programming, and then we'll discuss about the advanced linear extension, that is what integer programming, parametric programming and non-linear programming. So in our today's discussion, these are the topic of our interest. So we have to discuss about the concept of integer and dynamic programming. Then we will discuss how to formulate the dynamic programming problem. So this dynamic programming problem is also referred as DPP. Then we will discuss the various characteristics or features of dynamic programming models. Then we will see what are the applications of dynamic programming problems. Then we will discuss about the approach of dynamic programming or procedure of dynamic programming problems. Then how to convert this dynamic programming problem into linear programming problem, and how to solve by the process of linear programming, that we will discuss. After that we will discuss the various dynamic programming models. Again, we classify this model into two categories. So we have deterministic models and probabilistic models. So we will discuss about this model in further slides. Then important principles under the dynamic programming is the Bellman's principles of optimality. This is also used for solving the various dynamic problem. Again, we define the given problem into sub problems or in subdivisions, and we find the optimal solutions. Then we'll discuss the recent development in operation research. So what are the recent application of operation research, particularly for the new product developments, particularly for nanotechnology, for nanomaterials, then for biotechnology, for biomechanics, or for new coming the pharma industries where we need the techniques of operation research. Nowadays we have great challenge of the various disease situations that is coming out all over the world, and such problem also we can solve by using the operation research models. Again, we will discuss in brief about the advanced linear programming, like parametric programming, integer programming and non-linear programming. And after that we will practice some numerical problems. Again, in exam point of view, mostly on this topic there will be some theory questions, and the weightage for the theory questions will be 6 marks or 8 marks, and there will be numerical also, but numericals are again simple compared to the linear programming problem. So first we'll discuss some theory questions indirectly, since major weightage is on theory for this unit. So first we'll discuss about the concept of integer and dynamic programming. Again, this integer and dynamic programming are the methods of optimization, and that are used for solving or optimization problems. So this techniques deals with optimization of engineering problem having time dependent decision variables. And again, this method, it was established or it was developed in 1952 by Bellman and G.B. Denzing. They are the inventors of these methods. Again, this Bellman and this Denzing, they have also developed the linear programming problems, and this is the extension of the same. Again, this linear and integer programming problem is also referred as stochastic linear programming methods. Again, in dynamic programming, the actual problem is converted into small subproblems having a particular decision variable. And just we have discussed, we use these techniques for finding the optimal solution or optimal allocation of our resources. So our resources are, there are 4 resources such as the manpower, material, machines and methods. Then we'll discuss the various characteristics of dynamic programming problems. So there was one question on these characteristics in May 2017 and December 2018 also. This is 18, not 11. Again, what are the various characteristics or features of this dynamic programming? So it consists of multi-stage process of decision making. The given problem may be subdivided into sub-problems or in sub-stages. An optimal solution to the problem may be obtained from the optimal solution to the stage or sub-problems. Again, the state description of the problem system is referred as the states. These are the various possible situations in which the system might be at the state of the problem. Again, the outcome of decision depends on the small number of variables. Again, the stage decision may not change the number of variables on which the output depends on, but alter the numerical value of these variables. Again, in dynamic programming problems, we have Bellman's models, and this Bellman's model is the best optimization models under the dynamic programming. Further also we'll discuss about these Bellman's methods in detail in further slides. The statement of this principle is a sequence of decision. An optimal policy has the characteristics that whatever the initial stage and decision are, the remaining decision must form an optimal policy with respect to the state results from the first decision. Means indirectly dynamic programming comes under the multi-object decision making. So we have to define our variables, or we have to divide our variables into sub variables, or we have to define our problem into sub problems, and we have to find this solution for individual problem, and from that we will find a solution for final objective function. So that is the methodology that is used in the dynamic programming under the Bellman's principle. Again, in dynamic programming, we have to develop the recursive relationship related to our optimal solutions, and this dynamic programming problem can also be solved by working forward, that is beginning with the first stage and then working forward up to the last stage. Means we have to start with the first stage, since we are dividing since we have to divide the problem into sub problems. So sub problem stage of the each and every problem or sub problem we have to take into account, and we have to solve this all these stages, and finally we get the solution as we approach to the last stage. Then we'll discuss about the application of dynamic programming. So these are the some of the applications. So mostly we have wide application of this dynamic programming. So we can use this dynamic programming for allocation of the various resources such as manpower, material, machines and methods for manufacturing of our products, or for production of various jobs or articles in the industry. Again, we can use the techniques of dynamic programming for inventory control problems, or for solving the material planning problems. So because under inventory control we have various material planning techniques. So inventory control deals with the material planning, and that also we have discussed in our previous lecture. And again, we can use the dynamic programming problem methodology for solving the linear programming problem also. Finally, dynamic programming is the extension of linear programming problems. Then let us discuss about the models of dynamic programming. So as discussed in previous slides, so we classify these models into 2 categories. So we have deterministic models and probabilistic models. So for our undergraduate study we have only deterministic models, and for higher studies, mostly for post-graduation study, we have probabilistic models. Again, what is the deterministic models? So deterministic models deals with the decision which are under the control of decision makers, and outcome of the decision have values which are fixed and certain, that is the deterministic models, and the number of decision to be made may be finite or infinite. And we can use the deterministic models for some problems such as allocation of resources or organization of management or production of the particles or production of the various jobs for our industries. Now let us discuss about the probabilistic dynamic models. So probabilistic models are exactly reverse of the deterministic models. So in these models, the decisions are under the control of decision maker, but outcome of decision have values which are not certain or fixed. And again, the number of decision to be made may be finite or infinite. And we can use these probabilistic models for manufacturing of the various products, again maintenance of the products or maintenance of our various machines that are required for our production. Again, this also deals with the replacement of the equipments. So in replacement model, we have introduction of these probabilistic models that we have seen in the study of replacement analysis in our previous lecture. So under graduation point of view, we have only introduction of these probabilistic models, and detailed study of these probabilistic models are added in higher education, that is mostly for the post graduation studies. So here in our next discussion, whatever we will discuss, that is about the deterministic models only. Now next we will discuss the various steps that are used in dynamic programming problems. So what I will suggest, just before we proceed for dynamic programming problems, can you recall the steps which we have discussed for the linear programming problems? So similar steps we have to follow in dynamic programming problem. Only difference is that we have to define our given problem into sub problems. Suppose we have the objective function with us, that may be for the maximization problem or for the minimization problem. Then that objective function we define into sub objective functions, and we solve individual problem as a separate linear programming problem, and from that we find the solution for complete or for the final problem given to us. Now here let us discuss about the various steps. These are the same steps which are discussed in our linear programming problems. So in our linear programming problem, first of all we have to define the number of variables involved in our requirements, and that number of variables depends on the number of resources available with us. Finally, we have to plan all these resources such that we have to optimize our production, or we have to increase the productivity of our department. So accordingly, first step is we have to define the various variables in terms of objective functions, and again we define that objective function through variable capital Z. Again, the problem may be of maximization and minimization depending upon the requirements, and after that we define that specific problems into sub problems, and we formulate a mathematical model for that. Again, after that we will use either analytical techniques or graphical technique to solve that model. So similar methods whatever we are discussing in linear programming, same methods we have to discuss for dynamic programming also. So first step is we have to identify the decision variables, and we have to define the objective function of the problem as per the maximization or minimization requirement. Then divide the specific problem into number of sub problems, or we have to define that number of sub problems as a sub stages, and we have to solve all these sub stages as individual problems. And after that we have to formulate the mathematical models in terms of these variables for the maximization or for the minimization, considering the constraint equations and as per the requirement of the industry. And finally we have to find the optimal solution for our problem by using analytical methods and or by using graphical methods. So first we'll discuss about the analytical method, and then we'll discuss about the graphical method. So once again we will discuss all these steps in detail in our further slides. Now, what are the application of dynamic programming problem or application of dynamic programming to linear programming problems? So we have defined the linear programming problem, and this is the mathematical formulation of linear programming problems. So we have to define our function through the variable z. So this our z is our objective function. Again, here the problem statement may be for optimization or for the minimization. So here the mathematical model is taken into consideration for the maximization problems. Again, this x1, x2, x3 up to xn, these are our variable under consideration, and all this variable depends upon our resources. If there are 3 resources, then accordingly we take into account the 3 variables, that is x1, x2, x3. If there are more than 3 resources, then accordingly we extend our problem for the variables such as x1, x2, x3, x4 and so on. So our exam point of view, we have linear programming problem as well as the dynamic programming problem limited to 3 variables. So that's why always we must have maximum 3 variables, that is x1, x2, x3. Accordingly, we have to define the constraint equations. So these are the constraint equations with respect to that variables, and here these are the right hand side constants. And again, the statement of this problem, or this is the mathematical formulation of maximization problem. If it is minimization problem, you know the change in the statement. So here this equality signs will be different. So if it is minimization problem, then here we have to take this is less than or equal to b1. Instead of that, it will be greater than or equal to b1, then greater than or equal to b2, and greater than or equal to b3, and so on if it is minimization problem. So that is the change in the statement of the problem, or that is the change in the mathematical formulation of minimization problem. Again, all these values of x1, x2, x3, that should be positive, or it should be greater than or equal to 0. So this is the mathematical formulation of linear programming problem. So this we have to take into account for solving the dynamic programming problem also. And after that, we will define all this, or we'll divide this problem into sub problems, and we'll solve these sub problems in detail. So in the next lecture, we will discuss how to define these sub problems from the given specified problems, or from the given specified problem in terms of linear programming problem, or in terms of linear programming form, and we'll solve this by using our techniques of dynamic programming. So that discussion will continue in the next lecture. So meanwhile, what I will suggest, just recall the numericals which we have solved by using simplex method in linear programming in our previous discussion. Again, we have to solve the problems on dynamic programming problem considering 2 variable or maximum 3 variable. So again, what are the steps under the simplex method? Just recall it. So under simplex method, we have followed certain steps, and accordingly we have obtained the optimal solution. Here also we have to use once again the simplex methods for solution of 3 variable problems or more than 3 variable problems, again for the maximization or minimization. So all this discussion will continue in the next lecture. So today we'll stop here. Thank you.